Hey, it's Evie, or Fibromom. One of the most common questions I have gotten since being on YouTube is, when should I tell somebody that I have a chronic illness? This doesn't just go for chronic pain illnesses. I think it goes for all invisible illnesses. Xander's playing in the back. Mental illnesses, depression, Crohn's, fibromyalgia, anything that nobody could tell you have just simply looking at them. This one was a tough one for me for quite a while because I had a hard time with it. I think a lot of it first has to do with accepting. It's hard to accept something that you want no part of. You have this vision in your mind of how you want your life to be, and when something tragic just is thrown at you and shakes you up and changes everything, it's hard to accept it. You know, I guess the best way I could describe it would be when people can't see what's physically wrong with you, they pass judgment. It's like once they're told something's wrong, they want to throw some unasked advice your way. With your work, there's friends, there's family. It's a lot to think about, let alone to live with. So, you know, this is already hell enough, and we shouldn't make it any harder on ourselves than it already is. And for the longest time, I wish I was more open telling people. I mean, you don't want to be one of those people in a grocery store where, hi, could you show me where the loaf of bread is? And here's my whole life story. And it's like you make it one big sob story, and you don't want that. But you don't want to completely shut out from everybody either. So it's like trying to find that happy balance. Again, just like the healthy balances we've talked about before. I feel more comfortable talking about it now because I've gone through a little bit of it. But everybody's so different. You know, your struggles are different than my struggles, and the people you know can be different than the people I know. You know, there's so many differences, but maybe you could take something from it. I believe the first time I really told somebody was this last job that I worked for. I was nervous about it because it was a very physical job. Yeah, I didn't last there very, very long. I remember contemplating back and forth, do I tell them, do I not, and just try to deal with it like I do with everything else? And so when I got there and going through the application, everything, it's like, I gotta be honest. I'm one of those people, like, if I'm not honest with somebody, it's gonna eat at me, eat at me, eat at me. I mean, it wouldn't make me a bad person for not telling them, but it would have bothered me. So I did tell them. And they're like, okay, you're really good about it and everything. But later I could find out they knew nothing about fibromyalgia. And they asked me what days are worse. And, you know, I had to explain it's not like a calendar given to me and what days are going to be hell and which days will be great. Man, I wish we had that. That would make life so much easier. But we don't. I let them know it was weather changes, it was stress. You know, I let them know certain things like that. And it wasn't working out. But, you know what? I was so happy I actually spoke up about it. I had friends that judged me for it. But, you know what? I kind of feel it out with the people. You know, there's something that comes up, like a friend. I keep forgetting something, like we're supposed to get together and I'm not feeling well, or I actually forget the date that we were supposed to do it. And when it's happening like that, I'm feeling really bad. You already feel guilty for having this illness. So once I opened up, I would tell that friend, I'm sorry, I have this bad memory thing, and I'll start getting on the topic of something else. And they'll say, well, why is that? Or I'm like that too. And then it gives you a chance to say, well, I was actually diagnosed with this. And you know, people are going to naturally want to be a problem solver, it seems. And try not to take that to heart too much, because you're going to get a lot of that most likely. But I think the best is just to feel it out in your gut. If you feel like you should be telling someone, tell someone. And if your illness is stopping you from doing something, bring that up. You know, if there's that problem, you know, and I'll kind of outweigh the good and the bad of telling that person. the good of telling them would be they could be wanting to know more, to understand you more, and that will help you. You know, sometimes help would be great. That is something I'm working on, but if they offer you help, take the help. But also let them know that don't offer help if they can't help, because you wouldn't want to burn them out too. Just to keep it so it's not this hidden secret, because you already got enough on your shoulders. You don't need any more extra. Explain to them in easier ways. Don't, you know, you already know it's so complicating, so try finding simpler ways to understand. Show them one of those articles that you've read. You know, you've read 100 of them, and tell them how like everybody has this, how did I explain it before, like this pain knob switch thing. Like if you were to get pinched, you know, ouch, that hurts. Or if you were to put your hand on the frying pan and be, that hurts, your natural reaction is to back off because it hurts so bad. But our knob is turned up so high that sometimes a hug can hurt, much as putting your hand in the frying pan, you know, something like that. And how that knob, it heightens every sensory, pain, smells, sounds, lights, like it makes everything overwhelmingly heightened, and that's torture. You know, and just spill little bits at a time. Don't make it overwhelming for them either, because you know, I really believe that the ones that care for you, they're gonna stick around. If you're afraid to tell them, maybe it's time to tell them, because if they run off and they're no longer by your side, it goes to show you they weren't a friend to begin with. And it does hurt like hell. I lost a lot of friends, but I promise you, you're definitely gonna find out who your true friends are. And although I've lost a lot of friends, I'm really happy I did, because it shows me where they stand. You guys, like, reaching out to people that understand you has been such a lifesaver. You have no idea. I'm talking and interacting with you guys. It makes this so much easier to deal with. If you have any advice, I'd really like to hear it in the comment section below, because a lot of people read those without you even knowing. People are reading them, and it can really help somebody. Letting go of feeling ashamed and so embarrassed of something you can't control. I mean, think of it like you losing a loved one, or you getting a drunk driver was to hit you, or you know, something bad that happens that you did not cause. Okay, that is your illness. You didn't ask for it. And don't allow people to let you feel that way. I think that's another video in itself, but I hope you understand where I'm going with this, you guys, and I hope it makes sense to you. But finding those little ways of them to understand, like the spoon theory, that could really help people. Well, let them know that everybody's different too. And like I said, it's a good way to find out who your true friends are. So you guys, that's really about it for this video. I hope it helps some. Everyone's on their own little different journey, and like I said, different struggles. But you're going to have some really hard ones, but you're going to have some good ones too. Just know that you have your spoonies, you have me to talk to if you ever need someone to talk to. Alright, do me a big favor and share with other spoonies, people with chronic illnesses. Maybe it'll help them. Alright, I appreciate your guys' help. My videos don't really have much of a voice without you guys sharing them, so I appreciate when you do that. We'll see you next video. I hope you're feeling well, and if you're not, hang in there, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, love yous. If I just lay here, would you lie?